I appreciate the Grimm Reaper's presence. Not only does it give us some insight as to who Maria Calavera was, years before her initial introduction in the first episode, but it finally gets the narrative of Volume 6 placed in a comfy yet interesting spot that's somewhat keeping me on my toes. Alright, so without further ado, let's start with the opening scene. Though admittedly it feels like a complete disconnect from the rest of the episode, I feel it's a small way of RWBY saying, hey, don't forget about these guys are still in the plot. Keep that in mind for later, but for now, let's take us back to Argus. It was a neat little callback for Neo to assumingly get caught up with the Maiden's lore in addition to the relics, while being in the same arena Cinder stood before her defeat to Raven in the Vault of the Spring Maiden. These two just want revenge. I think that's really it. Whether or not the partnership will continue in the future of the volume remains to be seen. Who knows if they'll try to trample over each other while getting the ruby. Knowing Cinder, that's probably not an impossibility considering it's happened before with the relic in the last volume, and it can happen again. We'll see what happens, but for now, it's just a complete deja vu. Next, the main attraction of the episode, and the very reason the episode was titled The Grimm Reaper in the first place, Maria Calavera and her origin. We get to finally learn about who she was before she got some really cool specs, what kind of fighter she was in her prime, in addition to actually learning why she needed to resort to using those specs in the near future. Before I jump ahead here, I really dug the bridge scene with young Maria fighting off the Nevermore, and I really did appreciate the dual-wield magnetic scythe, and the atmosphere itself just giving off a very epic vibe similar to that of the first Kung Fu Panda film. That's some real powerful hardware there, Calavera. Whoever said Red Bull could give you wings? Eh? Am I right? Okay, I'm gonna stop. And of course, we have the green lady over here. Her name's Talk. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. I thought it was a little silly for her to be taken out by Clock Lady over here, but, well, what can you do? At least the fight was cool, and the ticking actually made it a little tenser. And I'll give credit to where it's due, despite me disagreeing with where this game's story went. But it's almost like Resident Evil 7's Not a Hero DLC with its countdown sequence. And just like the fight between Maria and Talk, it gave me a sense of yeah, go, 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 go. Even though I knew Maria was gonna survive this, it was still kinda shivering to see the brutality of her losing her eyes. And effectively, this transitions back into the current day. It was neat little trivia for Crow to actually meet his inspiration, only for him to get shot down because of Maria's shame that she appears to have possessed. Keeping in mind the trauma of losing her silver eyes, and her holding on to the ideologies of a huntress, harshly so, seems that Maria just beats herself up. Even if Crow was in a small way fanboying about meeting his icon, I'd imagine it was a tough pill to swallow when she told him that he'd end up like her, a disappointment. Why you gotta be so depressing, Grandma? Goddamn. On the bright side, even if Maria drowned herself in her own shame, supposedly because she felt she deserved it, I guess Maria keeps one of her scythes as a walking stick to remind herself of who she was. Even to a legend, RWBY could still find ways to suggest how she can make a difference in the present. I mean, the common and most respected word around this place is to keep moving forward, right? She may have failed before and hid herself away to escape what she was, so others could back off from her too, but now maybe she can allow the next generation to thrive and carry on the legacy of the Silver-Eyed Warriors. And I know that we love Maria, I love her too, but in theory, if she dies after being able to pass on a good portion of her knowledge to RWBY, I think she can die peacefully knowing that RWBY can carry on the Silver-Eyed Warriors in addition to the legend of the Grimm Reaper. Okay, let's get back into the happiness because oh my, there's so much purity from here on out and I'm just a very happy boy. And no, I don't have to be gay to even appreciate this. I think it's okay to be straight in this day and age.
God, it's all your fault.
I'm sorry?
I think it's okay to be straight in this day and age. Right, guys? Okay, I'm gonna be open about this. Talking about this sort of subject makes me a little bit angsty at times. But let me get this out into the air. What do I think of the gay representation? Do I like it?
That's the answer I thought.
No, we love you, Hags. We love you.
No, just by your chuckling, I
Yeah,
think
no.
that's enough for me to know that you would.
With anything in general, I love me some chaos, I love me some mythology, I love me some horror, and I love me some deep philosophy, despite it sometimes digging really deep and making everything depressing. But sometimes you gotta take a step back and appreciate the simple things in life. I mean, quoting Oz here,
Well, you can't spend your entire life on the battlefield, even if you may want to.
I admittedly overindulge in the depressing shit and expect shit in my life just to go bad, and sometimes when it does, I go, whatever. But when something good happens, I'm immediately overwhelmed and go,
Do you believe this is possible?
and that's what I kind of felt between the two new characters, Saffron and her wife, Tara. A sense of hope and happiness emerging from love. I don't think I have as much of a right to talk about it as much as my other friends who are LGBT, but all I gotta say, folks, is love, no matter what. And don't take that shit if people try to tell you otherwise. Oh right, before I forget, yeah, I was just as surprised as you were. It was unexpected, but not unwelcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Saffron Arc. You know, one of the 7 sisters that Jean always went on about. Ah, fuck. You know, one of the 7 sisters that Jean's always gone on about. All I gotta say is, with what little time she's had on screen, I love her already. I won't lie, probably because I'm blind as hell, but I can't exactly tell right now. I don't know which one of the sisters she is in the photo, but I digress. She's here now, she's got her own home, kid, and wife. Something about this whole thing is just so pure. I mean, damn, it's like we're taking a trip back to RWBY's roots of humor and cuteness. Back to simpler times before, you know, a bunch of bullshit happened. Now, as for something else, sorry for going back into the depressing shit, but what's Juniper's reaction gonna be to Oz's backstory? I hope it doesn't come off as, oh fuck. So, overall, this is a fun episode that both made me wince and laugh at the same time. Even though I could use some consistency, and I won't lie, maybe we could have cut the scene with Cinder and Neo out, but it was all serviceable, so I can keep in mind of other story elements later. In addition to indulging in the happiness that I was introduced to when I initially first watched RWBY a few years back. Well, that's it for today, so until next time everybody, I'll be seeing you. Take care and goodbye.